Well, good morning today. Well, it's not even good morning, it's good afternoon. It is Thursday, December 21st, and I had you in place, and then now I got to readjust my mirrors. Let's pull over for 1 second because Jim drove my car last. Let me get you situated here so you're all secure. I think you're fine. I'm hoping today's the last car vlog. My kids hate when I do a car vlog because they don't think I'm paying attention to the road, but I am. And really, when I'm on the road, the other cars should be looking out for me. That's what my family always tells me. They're looking out for you. We went this morning. Alyssa and Kylie spent the night because Gary's brother had to have surgery this morning, and Denise brought him to the hospital because Gary couldn't get off of work. It's his busy time of year. It was like not emergency. Well, it was somewhat. It was a surgery, whatever. And he had a detached retina that had to be repaired. And so I just kept the girls overnight, and they went with us when we went for Jim's checkup for his cataract. And he kept. I told you yesterday he was complaining that it wasn't as clear. And when he got there, the doctor said he might have to do the eye again, because he's hoping it's just that it's still a little swollen, but he said this vision isn't like he wants it to be, so he's got to go back next Thursday for a recheck, which in a way kind of bums me out, because if he has to have surgery again, we've already met our deductible for the year, and that's why we had it done right now, so that it would be done, we'd be done with it and not have to worry, because we have a high deductible. I'm sure everybody does. And we had already met the deductible, and so we didn't want to have to do that. So when he goes in on Thursday, I'm going to tell him he's going to have to wheel you in on Friday. We're in this deductible mode. We're going to get this done. But if we got to wait till next year, obviously we'll wait till next year. But I'm hoping that it's just the swelling. And when he's driving home, he's saying, "Oh, look, and I can see that light, 2 lights up, and I can read that sign, and I says, well, you mean you couldn't do any of that before?" And he says, "Oh, no, it was scary when we were driving before." I didn't know that. Otherwise, I would have drove. That's probably why he told me, because he didn't want me to drive. But that pancake was so good. And even without anything on it, I rolled it up in the raspberries and the blackberries and just ate it like a sandwich. And it was good. And I didn't use any butter in the pan because I have a non-stick pan. So I cooked it in a non-stick pan. And so I didn't use anything extra with that. And I know it was a pretty good size one, that's why I counted it for 5 points. But I just couldn't see throwing that batter away. It seemed like such a waste. And Jim wasn't going to eat it, and if I didn't need it, I know you're not supposed to just think that way, but that's the way I think. And you know what? I had the points to use, so I don't feel any guilt. But I was going over my list and checking it twice to make sure that everybody, I know they weren't naughty or nice, but they were nice. But I was checking my list, and I saw that this one particular thing that I buy for Danny every year, I didn't buy. And it just wouldn't be a year. It'd be like the year without a Santa Claus if I didn't buy this one particular gift. I can't tell you what it is because Danny watches my videos. And so I'll just go get that. I'm not even going to tell you where I'm going, because if I tell you where I'm going, he'll know what it is. And it's not golf balls, Danny, because I always get golf balls. He knows that. You just pick them up and you know, golf balls, but you still wrap them. And what else? My Christmas story for today. My Christmas story takes place back in 1984, because that was the year that, well, actually in 1982 it was Jim was a sprinkler fitter. He retired as being for fire protection. And so every place we go, we have to look at the sprinkler system. Oh, look there's this B-45 head, you know, and that shoots. I could care. But anyway, even when we go to a motel, he always looks at, or a hotel or whatever, he always looks and sees if it's sprinkled, because he wants to make sure we're safe. So where was I going with it? Oh, so in 1982, work wasn't doing really well, and he had to work out of town. So he got a job in Boston, where my father's family's from. So my father's family took really good care of him. Him and my brother Pat had gone together, and they had got a room or something above a bar, of all places. Perfect place for a sprinkler fitter, because they're known to drink. And so he would have all of his meals there. You know, they'd always, because I had like 3 uncles and 2 aunts that lived there and cousins. So they never had to want for anything because they were always being taken care of. So then they were there for about maybe 4 months. And then they had to go back. They came home, and 83 was a good year. And then 84, not so much. It was bad again. So Jim went this time to Philadelphia. And I really wasn't that concerned because, you know, they took such good care of him when he went to Boston. And he didn't have any problems, and I just thought, you know, he'll be fine because he didn't have any issues when he was there. So he went probably in June, May or June, he had gone. And the money wasn't as much, so he couldn't come home. So he always sent me money every week. Western Union, remember that? Western Union, or whatever. So anyway, he would always Western Union us money every week so that I could pay, you know, my bills and buy food and all that. And Christy was just a baby. She was just 2 when he left. And so he was gone, and you know, we would call on the phone every once in a while. Not that much, because I told you back then it was expensive to call on the phone. Not like today with the cell phone, you can call anywhere in the world. It was really a hard time to call anybody, and you wanted to make sure they were there and blah blah blah. So anyway, he okay buddy, I'm gonna block in my way here. All right, I got over so you could get over. Anyway, so he was there, and he called me and he told me that he wasn't going to be able to make it home for Christmas because he just didn't have the money. He just didn't have the money to get home, and he didn't want to drive because the weather was going to be so bad, and he didn't want to drive in such bad because it was like a blizzard in Pennsylvania. So he says, oh, I'm not going to be able to come home for Christmas. I said, oh, well, the kids are going to be disappointed. I was disappointed, but, you know, Jim always wanted to provide for his family, and so I knew that there was a good reason why he wasn't coming home. And then, like 2 days before Christmas, he called and he said, guess what? I was able to come up with enough money that I got a flight, and I'm going to come home on Christmas Eve. And I'll be home Christmas Eve at 2 o'clock, but you have to come pick me up from the airport. So I says, oh, good, yeah, I'll come and get you, that's for sure, because I was so happy that he was going to come home. And so, you know, the kids and I got all bundled up, and then my sister Mary drove us because I don't drive. I told you that. Can I beat you? I think I can. No, aren't you glad you're in the car when I say, do you think I can beat you? And I did beat him. But anyway, so Mary drove us to the airport. We get to the airport, and the kids made little signs and pictures on it that they were going to hold up when he gets off the plane. And Jim got off the plane, and we were like in a big crowd of people, and he kind of walked by us, and then he saw the signs, and he came back, and I didn't recognize him. I didn't know who he was. And I looked at him, and I thought, oh my God, I'm going to cry. He only had enough money to send home for us, and not enough for him to eat. So in the 6 months that Jim was gone, he lost almost 100 pounds because he only ate 1 meal a day. And when he left, he weighed about 275, and when he came back that Christmas Eve, he weighed 170. I didn't even recognize him. Oh wow, I'm just blubbering. So anyway, I know it sounds like it was a sad memory, but it really was such a happy memory because for the love of his family, he sacrificed so much. And it just shows you that gifts don't mean that much. Love means everything. You know what? For somebody that doesn't like to cry, I sure do it a lot, don't I? It's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Ridiculi. You guys are you're bringing the inner Sandy out for some reason. You're seeing a side of Sandy that she doesn't share. This is a side I do not share with anybody. But I'm sharing it with you. So, sorry it was such a sad Christmas memory. I don't mean to cry. I don't mean to be like a blubbering idiot, but that's who I am. All right, we're here. Okay, let's eat breakfast. And my snowman cup that I got from Hulissa. I think I did said her name right. Actually, she got me 4 seasonings. I only showed you 3. I missed this one in the box yesterday. So I do have the 4 of them. And so I started my day with a prayer. I drank 50 ounces of water. I've only walked 2239 steps. We went to Jim's checkup and for his eyes. My quote is, never stop believing. Well, never stop trying, never stop believing, never give up. So I have 24 smart points. 0 for the egg, the berries, the banana, the grapefruit, the tea, and the water, and 5 for a plain pancake for 5 points. So it's a 5-point breakfast. I have 19 points left. Jim's watching Rudy in the background. That's the music you're hearing. And I'm just having a plain pancake, and I'll put the berries on top with my cup of tea, my new snowman cup, and my grapefruit. I was going to tell you something about the the reason I have just a pancake is the girls, Kylie and Alyssa, spent the night last night, and I made them pancakes before we went for Jim's appointment, and there was just enough left to make a pancake, and I didn't want to throw it away, so I thought I'll just use the extra points for me, because I can afford them, because look at it, that's only a 5-point breakfast. But doesn't it look good? Okay, let's eat dinner. Doesn't that look healthy? I have 19 smart points to use. 2 points for my extreme wellness wrap, 2 points for my 2 tablespoons of artichoke dip, 1 point for my laughing cow, 1 point for the tablespoon of Miracle Whip, 0 for the tuna, 0 for the peppers, the cucumbers, the mushrooms, the celery, the tomatoes. I put tuna twice, tea in the water. So it's a 6-point dinner, and I still have 8 points left for the day. So I am a little bit under my points for the day. I'm going to use the laughing cow right there to dip with my celery. Okay, let's go eat. I'm hungry. Well, I'm officially ready for Christmas. All the gifts are bought, wrapped, and ready to go. And you know what I'm going to do tomorrow morning? I'm going to sleep in, because for the last 2 mornings I had to get up at 6:30. It was still dark. That's not normal for me. But I still went to bed at my normal 1 o'clock in the morning. You think I would have had enough sense to go to bed a little earlier, but I didn't. So don't call me in the morning. Do not wake me up unless the house is on fire. The roof is on fire. Don't call me, because I'm going to sleep in. See you guys tomorrow. Probably in the morning though.